me how you hate me, tell me how you
What's up people, it's your boy Risu. This video is going to be about Call of the Night, which was written by the same guy who made Dagashi Kashi. I think that's his name, I could be wrong. This is what came up when I searched up. Anyway, hope you enjoy.
I love balls and meat on my grills, and when I'm feeling gay I fuck a guy for the thrills.
Okay, so from what I've gathered, this anime is about a kid who struggles to sleep at night. So one night he decides to sneak out for a walk, but while on this walk he befriends some girl who we later find out is actually a vampire. But instead of running, this guy asks to become one, and she tells him he has to fall in love with her for the like vampire curse shit to work. So from this point onward, it's basically him trying to fall in love with her so he can become a vampire. You got that? That confuse you? Hopefully not. Anyway, now to the characters.
I'm like, what's up? Hey baby, I got the bands, and you can't help but move your feet, little bitch, you starting to dance. And if you got some fucking problems, you'll be catching these hands. Little bitch, you rub up on my penis, I just came in my pants.
Alright, so the main guy is called Yamori. He's the guy that walks around at night and befriends Nazuna. But his main goal is to fall in love with her so he can become a vampire, but doesn't understand what it's like to fall in love but doesn't understand what it's like to fall in love. I cannot fucking read. Am I dyslexic? But doesn't understand what it's like to fall in love. So throughout the series, he's trying to figure it out. I guess that's what I can really talk about with him. Next is Nazuna, the vampire. She's pretty bright and carefree when with Yamori, but will fuck up any other vampire if they try and mess with him in any way. She's also a couple years older than Yamori, which is kind of mad to think about. She's also part of a sort of gang of vampires, and we find this out when Yamori gets kidnapped by one of them. I'm not going to talk about these guys too much because you barely see them. We then have Akira, who's an old friend of Yamori's. She kind of randomly runs into him one night while he's looking for Nazuna. She only runs into him because of her fucking weird sleep schedule. Like, bro, you're getting up at 3 AM to go to school. No one is that eager, and if you are, you're fucking weird. But anyway, she's kind of not important, I guess, because we only really see her when she's waiting for school, or even then, it's kind of like 5 minutes of dialogue between her and Yamori. But I could be misremembering. Anyway, next we have Seri, who like Nazuna is also a vampire, and is also part of the same gang as Nazuna. And when we're first introduced to her, she shows off her boobs to Yamori and then tries to drink his blood. But Nazuna, with her peak animation, kicks her fucking arm off. Blah blah blah, they fight. And then Yamori gets kidnapped by another vampire, but we're not talking about them right now. Anyway, she ends up being pretty chill by the end of the anime / season, but yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly go over this gang that Nazuna and Seri are a part of. First off is Midori, who works in a maid cafe and is pretty chill. She's pretty self-aware of how good she looks and uses that to her advantage whilst working. Next is Hatsuka, who I, like many people, probably thought this was a girl, but my friends, we're being hit with the modern day Haku, because Hatsuka is indeed a man. You see, Hatsuka is probably one of the least relevant in terms of the gang, because I'm gonna be honest, if it wasn't for some one-on-one time with Yamori, I probably would have forgot he existed. But yeah, he's pretty chill. He has 3 offspring that completely suck him off, metaphorically and probably physically as well. He's pretty chill, other than when he tried to make Yamori his offspring, but at least he had a good reason for it. Finally, the leader. I don't know, she just gives off that vibe. Hirata. We first see her when Yamori is taken to their hideout place, and she basically offers herself as well as the others to turn Yamori into a vampire. She also claims that she doesn't like violence, but then fights Nazuna pretty regularly, or at least threatens her. I think that's the recurring characters. I mean, Anko still exists, but she's like a detective who knows about vampires and shit and how to kill them, but like we only see her near the end of the anime.
Pulling up the fanboy hooters, hey, with the homies on our scooters.
Okay, so personally I enjoyed this quite a bit. It was pretty funny and I enjoyed the overall story of it. And the stylistic choices with the purple sky and vibrant colours everywhere really gave it a nightlife sort of vibe. I also really enjoyed the interactions between Nazuna and Yamori, and that Nazuna can make all the sex jokes in the world, but when it comes to romance, she kind of just shuts down. I definitely think it needs a season 2, because I'm pretty curious on whether or not Yamori falls for Nazuna and becomes a vampire, and also what happens now that Anko's been introduced. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the anime, and see ya.
Got that smile, monkey D, lovey thing, not me, my hug me, and happy, so fluffy, so fire, like I'm not to, please love me, and like I'm light, I'm writing bars and killing rappers, it's funny, and low-key, Misa, wish that little bitch would just fuck me.